Welcome back, everybody. Back with a video. Today I'm going to be showcasing arena defenses that I think you should be really running. Now, again, sadly, they are going to be evolving some ML5 units. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? If you have the units, you have them. If you don't, then they're probably not going to be inside this video. Now, let's get into the arena defenses for today. Arena defense number 1 is going to be Harsetti. Yes, Harseti's still good, even though Aram is still out there. Young Senya's out there. She is still a menace. Now, again, it is going to be gear dependent, or if you are devoting into arena, you know, it really depends on the builds quite a bit. So let's get into it. You see Yuha here, and be asking, oh, why is Yuha here? Well, she's literally here only for one reason. It is to stop Straze. My defense win rate will be up shortly, or it would be up now or whatever. As you can see, I've been running this defense mainly maybe like the last 4 or 5 days, maybe like 3 days, 4 days last week, and I just kept it too lazy to really switch out units, and I don't really have the Moloch or to test out certain stuff that I really want to. So let's get into it. Harsetti job here is to be full on tanky. If you can have crit chance, if you at least get like 70% crit and maybe like 200% crit damage with these type of stats, that is ideal. I would prefer to have 6 HP subs, well, 6 HP sets, but I don't have that. I don't really have the good HP sets, so I really need to farm some more. That's literally her only job. Be tanky, maybe some DPS, because of our good old girl, Boss Ruka. In terms of artifact, I do recommend Resolution Soldier series or Proof of Valor. It really depends on your artifacts. Increase defense and effectiveness all allies by 10%. That 10% defense is all you really need sometimes to really make a big difference. Boss Ruka, very straightforward. As much HP and defense as you personally can. I do like a lot more HP than I like defense. I would prefer to have like 28k defense, maybe like 26k HP here and 2.5k defense, but I don't really have the counter gear / immunity gear to really do that, so this is going to be what it is. Now, I will say Noble Oath is 100% better than Proof of Valor. I would really recommend Noble Oath if you have it. I only have it plus 15. It's not really better for me to run that over my Proof of Valor currently, so I'm gonna wait to at least deck it out with the selectors we currently have with the Epic Dash event. Again, typical Boss Ruka, nothing really special about her. Just a slam HP defense. I don't like a 0 HP Boss Ruka. Again, I don't really like it because I want a little bit more, right? Because Noble Oath, if you have Noble Oath on this Boss Ruka, it's kind of impossible to kill. Let's say everything survives here. Okay, let's say Boss Ruka left one alive, and let's say Ilanov survives. Somehow Ilanov survives everything. But guess what? Boss Ruka is still alive. She S3'd. She's on Noble Oath, and they run out of gas to kill this Boss Ruka. And that means that Ilanov can go ahead and 1v4 if it's literally a cleave team. So just keep that in mind. That's how it usually plays out. Whenever I do lose sometimes, that is literally the way I lose. It's because I see Noble Oath Boss Ruka, and I couldn't kill the sides in time, and I ran out of gas. My DPS is gone. My cooldowns are on cooldown. My skills are on cooldown, and it's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? Ilanov, ideally in this situation, for this team specifically, you want your Ilanov not to have the most HP. So mine is currently on Proxet. There is no FCC on this team, so therefore somebody needs to have Proxet. So and I did decide to give to Ilanov. Ilanov 35k. Aureus, Rise of Monarch is perfectly fine, but I think Aureus is just better sometimes. So it's really on how you really feel it in terms of your gear, right? So I like Aureus. And then lastly, Yuha is going to be the most HP. Crown of Glory, in my opinion, is so good. You do not want Aureus on Yuha because you do want her to survive because of her passive. Her passive does reflect damage. The entire point of this comp is to stop Straze. That's really the only difference why I only run Yuha. It's because it's there to stop Straze. Some people still Straze, some work, some don't. What really allows it to work or not, I have no idea what triggers it. I tested this out with a friend who has like a 900 DPS gear score in the China score bot. So like, I'm not too sure what really triggers you surviving or not in terms of this. I've tested it out many times. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's a bulkier Straze. That's the only thing I can think of, but still, it doesn't make any sense. So I have no idea how it really plays out in terms of how they really Straze dies or not, right? But if you don't want to run Yuha here, FCC is perfectly fine. Same situation, but honestly, if you do run FCC, Ilanov will have the most HP. And the FCC will have the Crown of Glory. Well, actually, FCC should have Aureus, and then Ilanov will have Rise of Monarch, Crown of Glory, which either one's perfectly fine. Same thing if you run Mort. If you run Mort, ideally you would like to keep your Ilanov most HP. So your Mort can survive, and he can just 1v4. He can rip S3, and if he gets the S3 off, it's kind of over. There is no coming back if you are able to get this S3 off. It's really bad, right? It's disgusting. But in terms of more HP, you really want, ideally, like 33k, 34k, some big HP numbers. Your damage can be really low. You really just want a lot of HP, a lot of bulk, a lot of defense. That's all you really want, right? Crit damage can be whatever. You just, as long as you have like over 32k HP, you are set to go. I like Gaia Destruction. There's a guy in the ladder who has Warhorn. He's the one with a really tanky team just like this. And Warhorn's okay. I really don't mind Warhorn, but I think this is kind of more of annoying. Like, this is kind of insane, right? But again, this is not the ideal Mort you want for this defense. You want at least 4k more HP than this, somewhere around that ballpark. Obviously, you have less crit damage, but you want more defense and more HP for sure. But that pretty much does it for the round 1 of this. Again, it's pretty straightforward. It is literally just to survive, cleave, and all that, and it can really do it if you actually build your units correctly. Artifacts are key as well, but it really just comes down to some little changes here and there. So just keep that in mind, right? Obviously, in the lower leagues, obviously not everyone has an OP Strauss, right? If you at least get close enough in terms of stats, it's perfectly fine. But on that does it for the round number 1 in terms of defenses. Now let's go into the second version of defenses I do want to show. Second type of defense I really would recommend is going to be Light Tenebria. Again, I did say in my recent tier list, I think Light Tenebria is actually really good when it comes to arena defense. She kind of does a lot and kind of really can destroy a lot of arena offenses, right? But again, she's very easy to basically just turn to, especially if you do have the likes of Young Senya and Bright Senya. Those two characters kind of really destroy Light Tenebria 100% of the time. But again, we are literally trying to bait out cleavers. You have to pick your poison. You are either going to get cleaved, or you are literally going to go get A-rammed / Young Senya. There is no win-win situation in arena. The way arena offense is currently right now is so OP. Defenses have been falling gradually. Defenses were good a couple seasons ago, but now there's so many OP units and so many stuff got buffed, mainly for offense reasons, not really so much defense. So there's only so much you can do, and why I do think it's very limited in terms of defenses and units, that's really plausible, right? And a lot of them does evolve around some MO5 characters. Sadly, that's just the way it is. Don't blame me. Don't blame me, right? Now let's get into it. Tenebria. Now, Tenebria Lab Cube. Lab Cube is insane. It's a meme artifact, but honestly, it's so good. 20% chance to increase combat readiness by 15%. This is insane. Now, she's not on my fastest set of gear. Now, I do like running this type of stuff, mainly if you have Boss Runka. If you have Boss Runka, you need to make it faster, right? You really need to make it a little bit faster. Tenebria, ideally, you could have around 300 speed, as much effectiveness as you can, and just let Lab Cube proc the wave. More than likely, if people see this defense, they're going to think, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and Luna this. But guess what? If they try to Luna this and Frida, if your Tenebria procs and cuts between the Frida, even one proc, unless they are tuned perfectly to never get cut, if one proc on Lab Cube, you win the fight. You will 100% be the cleaver. And if they run it back with something else, it's already worth it. As long as you win one match and they even lose, you win one and they run it back and you lose, it's already worth it, right? It's 100% worth it at that point. That's why I do think Lab Cube is a must-have artifact when it comes to these type of defenses when you are not running Harseti. It's just such an insane artifact. It's super good. Do not put on a Renok. I'm saying that right now. Not Renok. And Renok's not worth it to run that artifact. Because she has her own artifact, which is going to be Sass at that point. So just keep that in mind. Next is going to be Yufine. Good old girl Yufine here. Insane unit still to this day. I do like her on Holy Sec. You could do Aureus build if you really want. It's really up to you. But the thing is about Holy Sec is if it's like a CC type of cleave, crowd control cleave, and they kill her and come back, there's a way she can literally win that, right? Let's say they bring Silverblade Armintha, Westwind Shuri, and all that. She could potentially still win that because of her Holy Sack coming back to life and her Fighting Spirit being 100. Because after all those hits she takes, she will more than likely be at 100% combat readiness. So, therefore, you come back alive with Holy Sack, They can't kill you. Even if you just proc one counter, that's really about all you need to do. And that's really about it. You don't even need a proc counter. You're still going to be doing so much damage either way. And they are not tanky. They're squishy. They're cleavers, right? So, like, it's really, really good. That's why I do like Holy Stack. But again, it is very, very easy to handle as a turn 2 team. Just keep that in mind. Boss Ruka is going to be the exact same Boss Ruka I showed earlier. Again, Rocket Punch probably not that bad of an idea here, especially for more DPS on this team specifically. Next and lastly is going to be our good old girl Ilanov. A little bit different build. I do just have her on a lot more HP, and that's really about it. Obviously, I would like more crit chance. You could go a Destro build if you really want to with this type of defense setup, but it's personally up to you. It's just in terms of preference, right? I try to build more towards anti-cleave at this point because turn 2 is impossible to kind of beat, so you might as well try to hope and pray you could beat just cleavers, right? Not too shabby, right? But Ilanov build, typical build. You could go either full crit damage if you want, bruiser type of build, do a lot of crazy damage with her. Again, I like this character because you can do so much builds with her, and I really like that. If you could do a lot of builds on a unit, I really enjoy that. Besides just versatile one way. I don't know why, I just like that a lot. Like, that's why I liked Ilanov and Yufine. Well, yes, there are ML5 characters. I like that there's a fact that we can build them multiple different ways. And I really, really like that. I think that's really good. Now, you could switch off multiple characters here. Next, you could just slide in Renok if you have the Renok, but I only really recommend this if you have speed gear. You can either swap this off for Yufine, or you can swap this off for the good old girl Ilanov. And just put Yufine in here as well. I mean, it really just depends. Anything really works here. It works perfectly fine, but it's really only works if you have speed gear. Now, if you say you obviously want Renok on your fastest set. Tenebria, in this situation though, instead of having Lab Cube, I would really recommend Keystone. You really want Keystones instead in this situation because Renok's taking 2 turns. 2 turns will push up the Tenebria because of Umbran Keystones, obviously right here. After the end of every 2 allied turns, except for the cast, it increases combat ratings. 20% at max, and you get more effectiveness for yourself and the team. Not too bad. Running this means you can slow her down a little bit more and give her more effectiveness to tag some high ER players. That's pretty much how this really works. But again, you really need speed gear for this to really work. So just keep that in mind. Another variation of this defense is going to be Emil-Payra version. Now, I do not have Emil-Payra, so therefore I'm going to show it with Blue Payra. Do not put Blue Payra there. Trust me, it's not worth it. Don't do it. I'm telling you now. This is Dark Payra. This is my Emil-Payra, right? Just keep that in mind. This type of variation is quite kind of annoying as well. Uber's Tooth Payra, Teiyu Artifact Payra. You don't know her speed. Payra is the type of unit you don't know how fast she is. I've seen some 315s. I've seen some 300. Regardless of either one, I've seen some 280s. Either one of those can still screw up so many cleaves. Because Payra is just Payra. She's so insane. I really love that unit. I don't have her, sadly. I was hoping and praying to get her from the free MO summons we did have, but I did not get her. But I do like this variation quite a bit. Yes, very easy to lose turn 2, but it is what it is. That's just how it works. I like it. I just think it looks good. It feels good to have because you can really bait out a lot of stuff with this. People don't know. Again, if you win one defense and they come back and run it again and they win and you lose, it is what it is, right? It did its job. You won the first hit. That's what matters, right? But other than that, though, that's pretty much gonna be it for the Radiant defenses. There's not really much you can do, honestly, in terms of this season specifically. Not much you can do. With ARAM being released, it kind of destroyed kind of a lot of Heart Steady defenses that I could, technically could have shown. But with ARAM coming out, she just puts Heart Steady in the dirt. Right? So just keep that in mind. Right? The way this current season is currently going, this is what we can work with right now currently. Down the road, I'll definitely upload more Radiant defenses, but as it is right now, there's only so much you can do that I definitely think is good. Renok DK Sharoon, I will not run that unless you have speed gear for that. If you have the speed gear for that, knock yourself out, you can run that if you want. But if you don't, I wouldn't really run it. But other than that though, thank you for the video. Hope you have a good day, and peace out.